Alrighty, let's take the bike for a spin and do a quick review of the Whiplash Slipstream seat. Need fuel. Story of this bike's life. Fuck, there's some flies about. Alrighty, so in this review video I'm going to compare the Slipstream seat to the Saddlemen Step Up seat. So in my last video I said that I sold my Saddlemen Step Up seat just to buy this Slipstream seat, and the main reason why I sold the Saddlemen Step Up seat for the Slipstream seat was just for the aesthetics. I much prefer the look of the Slipstream seat. It just follows the lines of the bike a hell of a lot better than that Saddlemen Step Up seat. A few people reckon that Saddlemen Step Up seat looks like a Lego block just because it's so big and square. But overall, I absolutely love that Saddlemen Step Up seat. Quality was great. It was comfortable. The seating position was great. But as I said in my previous video, I wasn't 100% satisfied with the look of the seat, as I thought that this Whiplash Slipstream seat just looks a fair bit better. So let's get to reviewing the Slipstream seat. So the first thing I noticed between the Saddlemen Step Up seat and the Whiplash Slipstream seat is the Saddlemen Step Up seat sits you higher a couple of inches than what the Slipstream seat does. However, the Slipstream seat is a little bit wider, so your leg positioning is spaced out a bit more. And I noticed that when you're trying to maneuver your bike in and out of your shed just using your legs, it's a little bit harder because your legs are further apart than what they were on the Saddlemen Step Up seat. In saying that, the Slipstream seat does sit you a little bit lower, but it doesn't make it any easier to maneuver the bike just because of the width of the seat. So moving on to the comparison in quality between the Saddlemen Step Up seat and the Whiplash Slipstream seat. I've got to say, both seats are extremely high quality. The stitching's very well done, the leather's of a very high quality, and to be honest, I can't part them just based on quality. I'd say they're just as good as one another. So moving on to the rider position, I'll say the Whiplash Slipstream seat sits you a little further back than what the Saddlemen Step Up seat does, and I'd say it probably sits you further back by 1.5 inches or 2 inches. But in saying that, I don't feel stretched out at all. I'm 5'9" tall, I'm running 4 controls, and it doesn't feel like I'm reaching out for the bars, so I can turn the bike full lock either way, and I don't have to move my body forward just to make a turn. So if you're a little bit shorter, you might feel stretched out, and if you're in the market for a seat which sits you closer to the bars, then the Slipstream seat wouldn't be the one for you. It sits you a little further back. Moving on to comfortability, I'd just say the Slipstream seat is a little more comfortable just because it curves around your tailbone and provides a little bit more lower back support. But moving on to the actual padding, I'd say that they're fairly comparable. They're both quite firm seats, but both of them are very comfortable seats as well. So I've done a couple of 100 Ks on the Slipstream seat, and I've done about 1500 Ks with the Saddlemen Step Up seat, and comparing both the Saddlemen Step Up seat and the Slipstream seat to the stock seat it's not really comparable. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I absolutely hate that stock seat, and in my last video I was running the stock seat and I did a 2-hour ride with it, and after 40 minutes my legs were cramping, my ass was cramping. It's just not for me. I've heard a lot of people out there who don't mind the stock seat, but I don't know if I'm just getting soft in my old age of 30 years, but that stock seat's a no-go for me. It's brown bread, no good. And another thing to mention with the Whiplash Slipstream seat is, if you are considering on buying a seat which is used for two-up purposes, you're probably better off going with the Whiplash Gambler seat or even the Saddlemen step-up seat, because this Whiplash Slipstream seat doesn't have a lot of padding where the passenger sits. I think they'd hate you after a 30-minute ride. I don't think it'd be very comfortable at all. But for the rider, the Slipstream seat is extremely comfortable. So the Saddlemen step-up seat has a good couple of inches more padding for the passenger than what the Slipstream seat does. So if that's another thing that you're considering based on having a passenger, yeah, I probably wouldn't go with a Slipstream seat. But yeah, that's my quick comparison video between the Saddlemen step-up seat and the Whiplash Slipstream seat. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.